Today, let's talk about some of the things that no one tells you about being a divorced mom. Now, full disclosure, I'm not quite a divorced mom yet. I'm still in the process. I'm trying to be a divorced mom. I want to become a divorced mom. The divorce is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. That's probably like one of the first tips is if you're wanting to get a divorce, file ASAP, because this is not a short process. I've been separated for what, maybe like 8 months now. I definitely feel very divorced already. We're living our lives as if we are divorced people. Our divorce should be going through very, very soon. So yeah, even though I'm technically just separated right now, I feel divorced. As far as I'm concerned, the man upstairs considers me divorced. It's just the government does not have their paperwork done. So let's get into it. It's the weekend right now. My kids are with their dad this weekend, so I'm just sitting around my house bored as hell right now. And I got some activities planned for myself today, so I'm not just dwelling and like laying around lonely and in sorrow while my kids are gone. So first things first, I got a lunch date with one of my girlfriends. Let's go do that now and then we'll chat. Talking to y'all through my Bluetooth, so I'm hoping the sound actually works so that I'm not just talking into a void with no sound being picked up. As I was saying before though, no one tells you how boring it can get being a divorced mom because you just don't have your kids as often. I struggled for a while trying to figure out what I should call myself. A single mom is what I kind of called myself at first, but then as I was thinking about it, like yes, technically I'm single in terms of I am not married, and that's why I called myself a single mom at first. But then it seemed like, I don't know, I kind of associated being a single mom more with doing the parenting thing completely single or mostly single, where the baby daddy barely has any custody. So you're singly doing the parenting pretty much on your own. And I don't feel like that is my case. But yeah, I didn't feel like I could call myself a single mom or a completely single parent. I am a parent that is single, but I just figured divorced mom was probably a better term, even though I'm not even technically divorced either. Whatever. I'm pretty much divorced at this point, just waiting for the papers. Where was I going with this ADHD video again? Yes, with all the free time that I have now, I am bored a lot because I don't have my kids all the time. My life formerly, before I was separated, I had my kids all the time, plus I was taking care of my husband. I was overloaded with work. I was still working a full-time job, and it was just so much work. I honestly don't even know how I did it. Truly don't know, because in comparison, my life now is so leisurely. But yeah, I try to fill my days as much as I can when I don't have my kids, because otherwise I'll just dwell on the things that didn't go perfect in my life. And I don't want to do that. Because really, the other thing that no one tells you about divorce is, even though you might feel bored a lot because of all of the free time, really, you got a lot of freaking free time compared to other moms out there. I had 0 free time before my separation. Again, don't know how I survived. Now I actually have time to take care of myself. I gotta appreciate it, because it's something I just didn't even have the option to have. Taking care of myself was not a thing when I was married. So that has been one of the biggest, I guess, perks of being divorced, is I actually have time for myself, to work on myself, to focus on myself, to work out, to eat right, to plan super fun activities, so that when I have my kids, we're really maximizing our time together and having fun the entire time, making messes. I know it's probably not great, but by the time my kids leave my house is just a disaster, because I just want to have fun when I have them, because I know I have so much time to clean up after they're gone. I know they'll eventually have to learn to clean, because I don't want them to become useless pile husbands who don't help out their future wives. But for now, you know, they're going through the transition themselves of the divorce, so we're just gonna have some fun. All right, I'm almost to the lunch spot to meet up with my friend. So to summarize,
the points here, since I feel like it was kind of a long ramble. You're gonna have a lot of free time as a divorced mom compared to when you were married. So find ways to utilize that free time wisely. Don't let yourself get too bored. A weird neighbor of mine used to always say, if you're bored, you're boring. And it's really the only useful thing he ever said. And it's really stuck with me to this day. So anytime I feel bored, I think if you're bored, you're boring, go do something. And that's what I'm doing right now, getting lunch.
Going to my favorite lunch spot with an old coworker and friend. This place is the cutest family-owned store and sandwich shop. I always just get a fancy grilled cheese and tomato soup here. I know I can make it at home for less, but I'm a sucker for fancy grilled cheese, so don't judge me for getting it. Also, my friend doesn't want to be plastered on the internet, so she's covering her face here.
All right, I just got done with lunch with my friend. Let's see. Making sure I'm not about to talk for 10 minutes with like a whole bunch of food stuck in my teeth. I'm good. I actually had some more realizations as I was talking to her about things I didn't know before becoming a divorced mom. And the first one that I was quickly reminded of, because I haven't seen this friend in a really long time. And the first thing, she came to me with, or expressed to me, I guess I should say, was a super common way of expressing themselves to me. I hope this makes sense. When I first got separated, it seemed like no one really knows how to talk to you when they first find out that you're getting a divorce, I think is what I'm trying to say. And a lot of people, especially people that are married, approach it as, oh my God, I'm so sorry. People just don't know how to act around you at first. So I'm always quick to be like, everything's fine. I'm happier now. If you wanted to feel bad for me, you should have felt bad for me when I was in my unhappy marriage, because I'm actually in a better place now. And obviously every separation, divorce, etc. is different. So no matter what, even speaking for me, if I have a friend or a family member who's going to go through a divorce in the future, which, not putting bad juju out there, but I won't really know how to approach it either, because each individual case is so different. You don't know if the person is feeling happy, sad, mad, bad, glad, whatever, all those rhymes. So yes, you do have to tread lightly. But I will say I did have one girl respond to my divorce in what for me felt like the most positive way. When I mentioned that I was getting a divorce, her immediate response was, congrats. And she had previously been divorced too. And so she knew what I was feeling. She was like, you're happier now, right? And I said, yeah, I am. And she's like, congrats. I'm happy. She was happy for me that I was happy. There's obviously a lot of sad things that go hand in hand with getting a divorce, but what I feel like not enough people talk about is you're getting a divorce for a reason. If you're unhappy, if you're in an unhappy relationship that then is permeating into the rest of your life and family, etc., it should be a happy thing that you're able to get out of it and hopefully come out on the other side happier. And that's something I feel like not enough people talk about. And that is why so many people come at you with pity and sadness when they find out that you're getting a divorce. When in reality, if you are, I'm going to say this cautiously, but I have enough DMs to support what I'm saying that I feel comfortable saying this. If you are a woman and you are financially in a fortunate enough place to get out of a happy marriage, I feel like that is something to be celebrated, because I have gotten an enormous amount of DMs since announcing that I'm divorced from women who really want to get out of what seems like very terrible situations, and financially they're not able to. There are a lot of women that are financially not able to get a divorce. And I think that's another thing not a lot of people talk about when it comes to being a divorced mom is your expenses go up. Obviously, two separate people have to support two separate households. You can't split your incomes in one household. You got two households now. If you're a woman and you weren't working, you gotta get a job if you're not getting enough child support to be able to support a household on your own, or you have to move in with family. You may have to sell your house if you can't afford your mortgage on your own. There are a lot of financial hardships that go along with getting a divorce. And it seems, based on my DMs, there's a good handful of people who stay in marriages because they financially can't afford to not be married. Right, wrong, and different on any situation. I have certainly not enough information to judge anyone, nor do I want to be judged, so I'm not judging anyone. Plenty of people judge me every day, but no one knows my full situation. I don't know anyone else's full situation. Really, everyone's just trying to do the best they can, right? Everyone's just trying to do the best they can. So the point of all of that, the thing that no one tells you when you become a divorced mom, is that no one knows how to approach you, how you're really doing. Chances are you weren't like open with everyone on the problems of your marriage, and most people are going to be somewhat surprised when they find out that you're getting a divorce and they don't know how to react. So my advice is you need to tell them how to react. If you're feeling incredibly sad, you need to let people know, because that's the other thing people don't tell you when you're getting a divorce is people, your true friends and family, really come out for you. You really see who your ride or die friends are, because they will be there and they want to help you. You just have to be open and let them know where you need help, whether it's emotionally or, like I was saying before, a lot of people want to get out of marriages but can't because of finances. You need to let people know where they can help you, and your solid friends and family, you'll know who they are. That is one of the blessings of getting a divorce, is you really see who your true friends and family are, and who, I don't know, just disappears, weren't really that great of friends to begin with. I was about to move on to get gelato, but before I do that, I have one other thing to tack on to the whole friends and family, like really knowing who your best friends and family are, your ride or die peeps. And that is, in a weird way, I feel more loved than ever since being separated, because when I was married, I feel like everyone just thought I was okay. So people weren't necessarily reaching out all of the time, and I was just kind of in my marriage, which obviously wasn't the best because I'm getting a divorce. But since being separated, I am talking to my friends and family more than ever. And yeah, it's weird to say that I feel more loved than ever since starting to get a divorce, but I really do feel more loved than ever because of my friends and family really being there to support me through this process. But also it's because I've really opened up and really let them know just how I'm doing, so that they know how they can be there for me to support me the best way that they can. I think a problem I had for the last several years is I never wanted to ask anyone for help, ever. That, to me, that was just the most mortifying thing, to ask someone for help. I always just wanted to do things on my own. And going through this divorce, and I guess like admitting that I was wrong, I guess, about who I chose to marry. I don't know, I guess all the walls and all the pride has come down. I don't want to say that I was a prideful person before, but I guess like if I'm really thinking about it, I kind of was, and I am definitely not now. I've been very humbled in this divorce experience. I am not only more than willing to admit when I'm wrong, but I'm also more than willing to let people know what's going on. And I've really seen just how much my real friends and family really want to help and really want to support. So if you're going through a divorce, be open with your friends and family. They really do want to help. And the only way that they can truly help you to the best of their ability is if you are completely honest with them. Okay, but now let's go to my friend's new gelato shop. I want to surprise her. They just opened yesterday. But yeah, I want to go surprise her and get some gelato.
Is it not the cutest gelato shop? Instagram worthy, I would say. Sadly, surprising her was a bad idea because it just means she didn't know that I was coming and was not here to see me. So her husband called her so I could say hi and congrats on the shop opening. I got gelato. Obviously, it was amazing. Also wanted to share Ashley's stroke of genius here. Change your name in your husband's phone to your Starbucks order. If he's a good husband, it'll pay off.
Now that I have a belly full of gelato, I have kind of a juicy thing that no one tells you about when you become a divorced mom, a single mom, just divorced in general, probably. Now, I will say, this did not happen to me. I'm not saying this happened to me, but I have a decent amount of single mom friends now, and it seems like this definitely happened to all of them. And that is, it seems from what others have told me, there is an influx of men from your past, from your hometown, from your work, from wherever, just like crawling out of the bushes, that come for you when they find out that you are divorced or getting a divorce. And it makes sense. Again, it has not happened to me, so I'm speaking on behalf of several other women that all confirm that this very much happened to them, and it was shocking to them when it did happen. But I guess the psychology behind it is when really anyone gets a divorce, but it seems especially women, they're often in a very vulnerable state. That for a lot of the single moms that got divorced that I talked to, it appeared that men kind of preyed on that new vulnerability, new singleness. They kind of took the divorce status as just their opportunity to slide into that DM and shoot their shot, I guess they could say. So what am I trying to say here? What they don't tell you when you're a divorced mom, in this instance, again, not for everyone, but it seems for a lot, there is going to be an influx of men from your past, men from your work, men from wherever, sliding into your DMs, shooting their shot, trying to talk to you when they know you're in a vulnerable state. So just be wary of that. Don't make any rash decisions, and just something to keep in mind if you're about to announce your divorce. All right, but I got my gelato now, so let's head home. And I actually have dinner plans now with friends, so I'm gonna get a little work done and then I am going to dinner. Before we go home, I wanted to quick stop at my P.O. box to just see if I got any little treats. I live kind of far from my P.O. box, so I don't come here very often. So let's see what I got. I really usually don't get that much from my P.O. box. Nothing. Well, let's go home. All right, I just got home. Ow, I just kicked this table. Oh, let's get comfortable. This is like not a good angle for the camera. Okay, this is a big day for me, guys. The fact that I went to lunch with a friend, went to a friend's gelato shop, and I now have dinner plans with two of my mom friends tonight. This is a big day for me. This is not an average day in the life for me. Usually if I see one friend, that's a big day for me. So 3 different ones, this is like a holiday for me, especially as an introverted person. Someone on my Instagram, I posted an Instagram Q&A. Someone asked me, how do you make friends? They just moved to a new community. How do you make friends? And the first thing I thought of is I'm an introvert. I don't know how to make friends. All of my friends are extroverts who adopted me. So yeah, that's how I feel about today. It just so happens that this weekend, again, everyone must be feeling bad for me because they know that my divorce is fast approaching like its close date. But yeah, everyone's just reaching out to me and I'm just saying yes to everyone today. So anyways, before I go to dinner, let me go over another thing that no one tells you when you become a divorced mom. Say hi to my YouTube channel.
Hi.
Filming a vlog today, a divorced mom day in the life.
Because it's the worst day of your life?
No, it's not the worst day.
It's the worst day of my life.
No, a divorced mom day in the life. It's actually the best day of my life, to be clear. So the TikTok ban. What is this TikTok ban? I don't look at the news.
I don't look at the news either, dude. I've been seeing it all over TikTok, and I was not a smart creator, which I've like started posting on other platforms, but I feel like I just don't have time to do it all.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have 300,000 on TikTok, and I only have 94 on YouTube.
Not just 94 under 100?
Under 100, yes.
Okay, I'm plugging Ariel's YouTube channel right now. Go follow Ariel. All right, well, I better start downloading my TikToks. I have dinner with some mom friends soon, so I gotta hop off. But thanks for being on my YouTube channel. We'll do a divorced mom, single mom vlog one day.
Yes. I'm going to plan a day to just come up there, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think we need to do the podcast, too. I really do.
Yes. Podcast, YouTube channel. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye. Have a good night.
You too. Bye. Okay, where was I? Let's get to the next thing they don't tell you about being a divorced mom. And that is actually pretty neat in some ways. Like, for one, I don't have any man telling me what to do. And I mean, I guess if you're in a happy, like, good marriage, your husband's not, like, bossing you around or anything. Yeah, I mean, I guess just ultimately being single in general, just do whatever you want to do. Maybe seems obvious to some people, but as someone who was never single her entire adult life, because in case you're new to my channel, my soon-to-be ex-husband was my high school boyfriend. I started dating him when I was 15. Now I'm getting a divorce at 33. We were together 17 to 18 years. And yeah, I've never been single in my adult life. My whole life I was focused on we. Where are we going to eat? What movie are we going to watch? Where are we going to live? What are we going to do? We. And now, for the first time in my life, when I don't have my kids, it's just me. What do I want to do? What do I want to watch? Like, through therapy, realized that I have some codependency issues. I've always been someone who, like, is so worried about everyone else and what I can do to, like, help everyone else, and I don't know, people pleaser. I'm a people pleaser, and now I'm just all by myself, and it's just like, what do I want to do? What makes me happy? And that's still something I'm trying to figure out right now. But you know what? It's been pretty neat just doing whatever the I want to do and not having to worry about what everyone else wants all the time. I mean, I still have my kids like a decent amount, obviously, and when I'm with them, I'm very much still like, what do you guys want? What do you guys want? I mean, I'm not trying to like spoil them and have them turn into little a-holes someday, but I mean, I have a lot of time where they're with their dad as well. And so during that time, it's just, what do I want to do? It's a very unique experience to be able to, I guess, be selfish and just do what you want to do when you're a mom. And it's definitely something I should have done more before, you know, getting separated and going through this divorce. I definitely feel like moms should be allowed to be selfish more often, because I think so many moms do get caught up in codependency and just serving others and really like forget about themselves. And if you don't have a village and you don't have a whole bunch of support around you, you can pretty quickly get to a point where you feel like you are drowning, constantly trying to serve other people when there's no one there to help you. So back to the point I was trying to make and focus on the positive parts about being a divorced mom. I have the time to focus and take care of myself. Is it hard that I don't have my kids all the time? Yes, of course it is. But ultimately, with the custody arrangement I have with my ex, I still see my kids every single day after school. I'm their aftercare, even when it's technically his day and it's a school day. The kids still take the bus to my house after school, and I have them until he picks them up. So in a 14-day period, I still see them 12 out of 14 days. There's just like one weekend every 2 weeks where he has them, and they don't, you know, obviously they don't take a bus home from school when it's a weekend. So I'm still really happy and thankful that I get to see my kids most days, but I still have an ample amount of time to take for myself. Whereas before being separated, I did not have any free time for myself. So it's kind of like built-in forced free time, which I think is probably the only way I would have gotten it. I would not have gotten free time previously if it had not been forced on me, and this is basically forcing free time on me. And I just want to make it clear, I am not advocating for divorce. I am not trying to promote divorce here. I feel like it goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyways. In an ideal situation, if I could redo my life, I obviously would have wanted to get married one time to the person I had children with and stay married and stay a family unit. I still think like if you're able to do that, that's the best case scenario, but I was not personally able to do that in a happy, healthy way. So I'm just making the best of my situation, the way my situation is at this point. I personally don't think it's healthy to stay in an unhealthy marriage, because I don't want to model that for my kids, because I ultimately want them to grow up and get into happy, healthy marriages. And I wasn't able to model that in the marriage that I was in and in the marriage that I chose to be in. So my hope is that maybe someday in the future, I will find that. I hope that my ex finds that as well someday, so that both of us can model our separate, new, happy, healthy marriages separately, and my boys can see that and hopefully have that one time for themselves and for my grandchildren someday. There's a saying, gosh, I can't remember how it goes exactly. Let me Google it right now. It's a pretty obvious saying, but it's just lost on me right now. Oh, here it is. It is better to be alone than be with someone and wish you were alone. So what is the moral of this video? Let me think. What is the moral of this video? I mean, ultimately there's a lot of pros and cons to divorce. I feel like a lot of people solely focus on the cons of divorce, but it's not all bad. With the bad, there is also good. There's new opportunities, new experiences. Ultimately, all of life is what you make of it. And if divorce is just a piece and a portion of the story of your life, all you can do is make the best of it. And I guess I was just trying to shine some light on the good and the bad, and maybe things to just be wary of if you are about to go through a divorce, or if you are going through a divorce, or if you're just curious about divorce. Maybe you're watching this and you're in a super happy marriage, and I really hope you're watching this and you're in a super happy marriage. Maybe it just shines a little bit of light onto the other side of things if you had not made the best decisions in your life. But yeah, there is good and bad to everything in life, and you just got to make the best of your situation. That's all I'm trying to do right now, and I hope that's what you try to do too. But thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm gonna take a nap before I go to dinner with my mom friends, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got maybe like this video if you got one little tiny nugget of advice that you found helpful. I've never claimed to be the smartest person really at all. I'm just doing the best I can and sharing what little nuggets of wisdom I come across along the way. And if you want to keep hanging out, feel free to click on one of the playlists floating over the screen at this point, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.